Frontman decides to open Season 2 with a direct slam on our choice to send the English dub of Season 1. Seems odd to single us out, but I respect it. In light of that, and not at all because the comment section would throw us in its own Squid Game if we repeated that choice, we'll be sending this season in the original South Korean. Now here's a preemptive sin, just in case the Netflix subtitles mistranslate any of our precious torture porn and post-capitalist ennui. Gi-hun finds a tracker behind his ear, but the fact that he's completely naked suggests that he chose to start his search at the bottom and work his way up. You know, instead of checking the bits of him that were already naked first. Escaping from a series of deadly games only to die from an infection caused by a gas station knife you forgot to sterilize.
5분만 있다 와줄래?
Sure, mister, but make sure you enjoy them because every minute after that will be spent explaining why you exposed yourself to a minor to a selection of interested officials and eventually your cellmates. Character survives being shot and falling off a cliff into water. Cliché.
아이씨, 이거 함정 단속 아니에요?
Easy there, Better Call Saul. It's only entrapment if this cop turned up at your house and forced you at gunpoint to ride around town without your helmet.
야, 너 그 짭새 새끼랑 경찰차 타고 와!
Getting mad at your co-pilot for trying to help you get out of a ticket. Also, riding off without your helmet, which is what you were just ticketed for, and thereby opening yourself up to a second ticket further down the road.
증거라고 해봐야 네 어깨에 박혀있던 거 추적도 안 되는 총알 뿐인데 그걸 되겠냐? 거기다가 너 이 새끼 총기까지 무단 반출해서 단독으로 움직이다가 갑자기 산송장이 돼서 나타난 거야.
Seasoning your noodles position with far too much previously on Squid Game sake.
신호 위반, 속도 위반, 헬멧 미착용. 그냥 사진으로 딱딱 찍어서 보여주니까 범인들이 아주 꼼짝을 못하네요.
Underestimating the human ability to dispute facts. Important character who just got shot in the shoulder shoots another important character in the shoulder. Cliché. Alright, maybe that's not specifically a cliché, but a lot of conveniently non-fatal shooting is going on here is all I'm saying.
장사 안 해요?
Trying this hard to stay at a place you plan to be unconscious in when the customer service of said establishment doesn't stretch to letting people in when they're open.
잘 됐네. 간판에 불 꺼지면 만실이야. 딴 데 가자.
누가 그런 걸 어떻게 알아?
Yeah. However did she learn the basic workings of a motel? Who taught her this ancient and arcane knowledge? Perfectly valid objection, sir. No sin here.
누구야?
Splashing out on this much surveillance gear, but skimping on the peephole contingent.
이걸 찾고 있나?
Misplacing your severed heads. Oh, the tension-quashing joy. It was all a dream. Seriously, dream fakeouts should be banished from television until we find a responsible way to use them that doesn't result in the undermining of dramatic moments going forward. Now, whenever something f***ed up happens, there's at least 10% of my brain braced for it to be a dream. And that's the 10% I usually dedicate to worrying about the comment section. Also, am I supposed to believe his brain drew up that complete scenario with the couple in the beginning? How can Gi-hun's self-esteem be so low that he's not even present in the establishing shots of his own dreams? Also, if you have more money than God, why not buy up an abandoned office block? Why buy a hotel that random people might try to get into?
지하철 전라인 동시에요.
그렇게까지 하려면 인건비가 좀 만만치가 않은데.
I ran the numbers, and the amount of people Gi-hun would need searching these platforms to guarantee he'd find the recruiter is precisely 456 loads more people than the number needed to trigger the recruiter into realizing he's being hunted. You can check my math. I use GIFs and everything.
너도 알잖아. 요 몇 년 사이에 내 돈 꼬간 놈들 거의 다 흔적도 없이 사라진 거.
I was gonna sin how no one has noticed all the people that died and went missing because of the Squid Games until I discovered that a Squid Game's worth of people are reported as missing every week in South Korea. So the sin here is that there actually aren't enough Squid Games happening in Squid Game to explain all those missing people. Yep, that's what my brain took from that.
그 돈꾼 연놈들이 어디 섬에 죄다 끌려가갖고 애들이 하는 게임 하다가 죽었다고 한다는 게
Being paid an obscene amount of money to do a dumb job and then complaining about how dumb the job is.
어디로 모실까요, 황 선장님? 1년 반 동안 가볼 만한 데는 다 가본 것 같은데 계속 가시자고 하니까 이제 나도 잘 모르겠습니다.
Jumping ahead 2 years allows for all kinds of fun character development to happen, but the fact that it happens off-screen means we're now burdened by conversations that unnaturally refer back to everyone on the show already knows just so we can get caught up. If only there was a solution. Like, not waiting 3 years to release your next 7 episodes. Also, we'll find out that there are plenty of islands left to explore, so the argument you're actually looking for here is I haven't worked for 2 years, used up all of my savings, and now I need to start feeding my family again.
아휴, 내가 왜 물에 빠진 놈을 건져가지고 보따리까지 차돌게 되나? 아이고, 내 팔자야.
Complaining about being a good person.
지금부터 우리가 찾아야 될 사람은 바로
I am sinning this mannequin for both looking too much and not enough like the recruiter, and you know exactly what I mean.
저도 이제 대기 장소로 이동하겠습니다. 계속 연락 주세요.
I I'm sure it's a spot that's in a good central location and is in no way going to prevent him from... Guys, why is he parked on a rooftop? Scene does not contain a single cop responding to reports of a clearly organized group of men assaulting passengers all day, every day on the same train line. Also, aren't they supposed to be observing and then reporting back to Gi-hun? What if this had been the man they were looking for and they spooked him?
성김 이 새끼가 아무리 미쳤어도 이치도 않는 놈 찾겠다고 수억을 뿌려가면서 이렇게까지 하겠나 싶다.
Underestimating how much money rich people are willing to waste. Honestly, it's a subject I could tweet about for X amount of hours.
아이 진짜 딱지를 치는 놈이 있었으면 우리가 진지게.
It's amazing that one of the qualifications to be a Squid Game recruiter is having dramatic timing like this. That must make hiring for the position extremely difficult. How do you even begin to hone that skill? I have no idea what these two are doing on this bench. I could assume they're spying on the recruiter, but they aren't wearing overcoats and they haven't cut any eye holes in the newspaper. They're basically invisible. I refuse to believe that every single person he handed that coin to gave it back. Someone would have tried to run off with it.
야, 왜 우린 안 주냐?
Complaining that you don't look homeless enough.
저는 선생님께 기회를 드렸고 선생님은 선택을 했습니다.
I think the implication here is that the bread is the correct answer. But if I'm homeless, what good is a single piece of bread going to do me over possibly having enough money to buy a house? This guy's just a dick. He might as well just be filming this beast of a challenge for his YouTube channel. Also, what was the point of this? He's not recruiting anyone for the games. He's the recruiter, and yet I see no recruiting happening here.
성 사장 지금 어디야? 오고 있어?
Much like a plot wizard, he'll arrive exactly when he intends to and just in time to be of no use. Getting shot off an island and becoming a traffic cop, all to randomly run into Gi-hun again after all these years. And on top of that, on the first traffic stop you decide to let the rookie do. What are the odds? Juno should grab one of those scratch-offs on his way to his next contrivance.
자식은 결혼했다고 몸살이냐?
Thinking that single people hold a monopoly on cowardice. Bringing a briefcase to a knife fight. Bringing a briefcase to a knife fight and winning. Also, I get that they're waiting for Gi-hun, but why didn't they call for backup from all the other goons? At this point, they're just hanging around subway stations being paid to look for a man that's already been found. The recruiter is just subdued and presumably carried two grown men into a building without a drop of sweat on his brow or a single hair out of place.
법인이요? 어디입니까?
햇빛 캐피탈이라고 되어 있네요.
거기 주소 좀 부탁합니다.
Wow, the customer service in South Korea is so good that it supersedes the need for a warrant.
여러분들이 하실 게임은 가위, 어이고 하나 빼기입니다. 아시죠?
I do not. Is it Godzilla based?
아마 영화에서 보신 적이 있으실 겁니다. 러시안 룰렛이라고.
Over 40 minutes in and we're finally playing a game. Which makes me happy. But it took over 40 minutes. Which makes me sinful.
자, 그럼 제가 신호를 드리겠습니다. 거기에 맞춰서 내주세요.
It's a welcome break from an exposition-heavy catch-up episode, but what is this game in aid of? Between this and the bread, is he getting paid to torture random toughs and homeless people? What part of the recruitment process is this? Or did someone feel Squid Game needed to be a bit more squigsaw?
조금 지루한 감이 없지 않아 있네요.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you bloat each episode to 60 minutes when they'd be better served with a tight 45-minute runtime. Gi-hun is faced with the man he's been searching for 2 years and decided to have a pleasant chat instead of immediately pulling a gun on him.
게임에서 탈락한 놈을 쏘려고 하는데 이게 얼굴이 낯이 익은 거예요. 누군지 알아요? 우리 아빠.
William Shakespeare's Squid Game.
너 따위는 절대로 알 수도 이해할 수도 없어. 내가 어떻게 거기서 살아나왔는지 그 게임을 하는 게 어떤 기분이지?
Lee Jung-jae clearly hasn't lost a step between the first and second seasons. He's still a damn powerful actor, stealing every scene he's in. One sent off for a hell of a tortured performance.
저랑 게임 한번 하시죠.
Copyright infringement is how one ends up in a far more puzzling game with 100% more dolls on tricycles.
이제 성기훈 씨가 죽을 확률은 2분의 1.
So about the same odds as driving in New York City.
아마 지금 이런 생각이 들 거예요. 총은 내 손에 있어. 게임의 룰이고 뭐고 방아쇠를 한 번 아니면 2번만 당기면 저놈의 면상을 날릴 수 있어.
Yeah, why would the main character do something sensible instead of playing by a maniac's rules? Perish the thought.
이거 하나만 인정해. 넌 그저 가면을 뒤집어 쓰고 주인님이 시키는 대로 뛰고 짖고 꼬리나 흔드는
Kink shaming.
규칙이고 뭐고 이제 이 방아쇠를 한 번만 당기면
He died doing what? Why? But he was in control of the gun, right? Wait, why was he playing a fucking game in the first place? And then he just shot himself? For no good reason other than following the rules? Who hired this fucking genius? Because they're going in the Squid Game next. What a fucking calamity. The recruiter's boss, presumably.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. But I have a very particular lack of skills. I will never be able to find you.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights?
Mother, you're alive. Too bad you will die.
As I was going to St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives. Every wife had 7 sacks, every sack has 7 cats. Every cat has 7 kittens, kittens, cats, sacks, and wives. How many were going to St. Ives?
Let's go sell some certified pre-owned vehicles, motherfucker.
Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed.
First, distract target, then block his blind jab. Counter with cross to left cheek. Discombobulate.
Oh, it's very simple. Scissors cuts paper, paper covers rock, rock crushes lizard, lizard poisons Spock.